We've heard mutterings from the Rishi Sunak camp that he will increase the previous handouts that were given. Well, just to put it in context, because we've seen effectively a doubling of the difference between where the price cap in October and January will go from that in May. So if he's going to be consistent, he will need to double every number in that package.
Well, what he said is he was asked about this last night, about the £400, whether it would be the same. And he said he wouldn't be doing that because he wanted to offer targeted help.
He will effectively need, if he wants to make this work, to double the numbers, especially for the poorest, from £1,200 to £2,400, because the prediction, the increase has doubled the gap over where it was previously. With the Liz Truss case, well, at the moment, look, let's be plain. Tax cuts will not help the millions of the poorest in society who are making the choice between heating and eating. It just will not help them because they don't pay tax. State pensioners, the new energy price cap on typical use, and many pensioners have higher than typical use for obvious reasons, is going to be 45% of the current state pension and more of the older form of the state pension. 45%. This is not a mortgage. This is not rent. This is just energy bills. And tax cuts are not going to help the poorest pensioners. It's not going to help those on universal credits. Dropping the green levy is a sticking plaster on a gaping wound. It's 150 quid. We're talking a year-on-year rise here. You know, by the time you get to January, over 18 months, some people will see their bills go from £800 to £4,200 on the same use. This is a national crisis on the scale that we saw in the pandemic. We are currently in that position where we are watching the beds in European hospitals and doing nothing about it and allowing people go to sporting events. And do not negate the mental health damage that is being done to people in panic now across the nation. And the political theatre of allowing the 26th of August to come when we get the price cap announcement with nothing firm in place is incredibly damaging. When I last spoke to you about, and we talked about potential civil unrest, there were 3,000 people on the Don't Pay group. It's now 100,000 people. This is not something that can wait. We need to get firm decisions coming from the key parties. Rishi Sunak needs to say more detail of what he will do, and Liz Truss needs to say more with what she will do. And if it is just tax cuts and the green levy, then we are going to leave millions destitute and in danger this winter, and that cannot happen in our country.